Look how clean the water is. Isn't it so beautiful?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends of the Georgie Badiel Foundation, good evening and welcome to the annual Georgie Badiel Foundation Fundraiser. On behalf of Georgie and the foundation, and its included representations from around the world, I am Georgie Badiel Foundation Ambassador Joseph Najjar, and it's an honor to be joined by each and every one of you today on this special evening as we unite and aspire to raise $100,000 that will go directly to supporting our brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso gain access to clean drinking water. Now, we've got a lot in front of us this evening, so let's not waste any time and allow me to introduce our first speaker of this evening, a woman who needs not too much of an introduction because we all know and love her endlessly. Je te présente, Georgie Badiel.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Good evening, friends and family and new friends. On this day, I would like to express my gratitude to you for being here. I founded the Georgie Badiel Foundation 6 years ago in the hope to make my dream a reality, clean drinking water for the people of Burkina Faso. As a young girl, I used to walk 3 hours to fetch water with my grandmother and cousin girls. As I was blessed, like many of you, I decided to use my platform to give back. In 6 years, the Georgie Badiel Foundation were able to provide access to clean drinking water to over 300,000 people in rural villages in Burkina Faso, who were able to educate 15,000 plus students on basic hygiene. We were able to build 21 new wells and restore 116 wells. We were also able to train 118 women on basic engineering. 2021 was a very interesting year. We were able to welcome a new board and also purchase our first drilling well machine, which will allow us to build more wells per year and also impact many people in Burkina Faso. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the board members, to the chair of the board, Susan Retendo, Doug, Sonia Somnaba, Isabel Idrobo, Faustina, Wayne, and my husband, Chid Liberty. Thank you to all our partners, the Seagull Family Foundation, who has been supporting us since day one. Andy is here this evening with his family. So thank you, Andy, for being here. Thank you to the Dunn Family Charitable Foundation. Thank you to team. Jared is here. They gave us over 41,000 this year. Thank you to Anipad. Thank you to New Day Impact. Thank you to Third Line Visual. This evening, all the videos you're going to see are coming from my brother JB, he did all of them. And thank you so much to Jersey Art for hosting us on the Zoom tonight. Um, I am just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. What the Georgie Badiel Foundation were able to do with you, with all of you here. You know, when I started the organization about 6 years ago, you were there. I can see my godmother, Katia Sherman. She's there. Hi, Katia. My girlfriend, Heidi Lindgren, and many of you were there. So uh, today I just wanted to express my gratitude to you. We have a beautiful evening ahead. You'll hear me again speak. So we'll continue with the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgie, for those remarks, and thank you for everybody for attending. Those of you who are familiar with the Georgie Badiel Foundation, you know this is as family-centric as it gets, right? And it emanates from Georgie and Chid, her husband, and everybody who's involved is doing it out of a true humanistic sentiment that resides within each of us, and being able to channel that for this mission is something that I know creates a lot of humility for each and every one of us, especially when we see the impact that it's responsible for on the ground. And that's something that we're going to dive deeper in. So as we get to know a little bit more about the board, whose contributions are very important in steering the foundation and helping the foundation achieve its stated goals, we are going to, I'm going to let everybody know, right? This is the annual fundraiser, right? And so I know I pronounced a very ambitious number for today to raise at least $100,000. We are happy to report back that as of this moment, we are more than $68,000 of the way there, right? And so the remaining nearly $32,000 is what we are aspiring to come up with in pledges and donations throughout this evening's brief fundraising gala. And so thank you in advance to any and everyone for their thoughts, sentiments, and contributions, which are going to create a very positive impact for our fellow humans across the world that are in tremendous need and of great appreciation. So I just wanted to have that stated on the record so we all know what we're aspiring to achieve on this over the next hour or so. And with that, as Georgie mentioned, this is a family-centric organization and foundation, and which relies heavily on volunteers. And some of those volunteers come in the form of our board of directors. And so we were fortunate enough to have some comments pre-recorded from our board that's going to be shared with you all right now.
Hi, my name is Isabel Hidrobo, and I'm on the Georgie Badiel Foundation because of Georgie. To know Georgie is to love her, and her enthusiasm for her cause is contagious. Why is clean drinking water so important? Clean drinking water is important to everything that we do. Without it, I couldn't go to work, and my daughter couldn't go to school. Clean drinking water is everything.
Hello everyone, my name is Doug Heskey. I am a trustee for the Georgie Badiel Foundation. I joined the board of GBF because there's no other resource on earth that's more important than water. It is one that, at least in the developed world today, we have taken for granted. That is, until lately. What we know for sure is that the scope of the water business, how we access water, how we use water, what we pay for it, and how it's regulated is going to change dramatically over the coming decade. Water, in Georgie's words, is life. And as with so many other scarce resources, access is critical to sustain life and to support a healthy humanity and a healthy planet. I joined this board because I am confident that alongside my fellow directors, we can make a meaningful impact on those in Burkina Faso and other West African communities that don't have the access or ease of access that we enjoy here in the US. As a representative for GBF and a professional who works in the impact investment business, I am a big believer in partnering with organizations that are truly sustainable. This is what defines GBF, our admirable work in water resource provision, job training, and women's empowerment, and I couldn't be any prouder to be a part of this organization.
Hi, my name is Sonia Songnaba. I chose to be on Georgie Badiel Foundation board because I totally embrace the mission and the vision of the foundation. I have seen what the foundation has done and its impact on the ground. So that's why I decided to support by giving my time and by concrete actions. I think that the best way to help someone is to help them achieve financial independence, and you do so by giving them the means to take care of themselves and their families. I'm a strong believer that woman empowerment is the key to the development of every society, especially in Africa and in Burkina Faso, for those in need.
Like so many of you, I joined the GBF board and support GBF for one reason and one reason only, and that's my deep belief in Georgie. She's a wonderful social entrepreneur, and she's going to change the world.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Rotundo. I live in Philadelphia, and I'm on the Georgie Badiel Foundation board. I want to talk a little bit about what makes Georgie and GBF so special and unique. And it's really that they've cracked the code. There are a lot of international water organizations that support building wells and bringing clean water to countries across the globe. But after about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, the vast majority of those wells break. There are 9,000 of those broken and unused wells in Burkina Faso alone. Grease dries up or parts snap, and then the cycle starts again. Girls have to drop out of school, women abandon their small businesses. But Georgie and the incredible people on the ground in Burkina Faso have broken through, and they've really changed that trajectory. They've figured out a way to ensure that there isn't another broken well. What they do is they train women. They train them in basic engineering in a 6-month program, and they learn how to fix the wells so that every single well that GBF builds or repairs, 2 women who are selected by the village go through this program to ensure that this is a sustainable program. This innovation and commitment, it's really been a game changer, and it's really starting to catch on. It's not a quick fix, but ensures that every dollar that's spent is invested in long-term, lasting solutions, where women are empowered and they have the freedom and agency to change the trajectory of their families' lives. Please join us in providing these real, lasting and sustainable solutions for the people of Burkina Faso and West Africa. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Faustina Fenyame, and I'm a proud member of the Georgie Badiel Foundation Board. Why am I a board member? Because out of the 783 million people who do not have access to clean water, 40% of them live in Africa. This is a whopping 320 million people who do not have access on this continent. Now, the foundation's objective is to bring clean water to the people of Burkina Faso, and this is really dear to my heart. We have to be the generation that makes this transformational change. And I love the model. The model's all about equipping women to actually be the change agents within their communities. Women disproportionately suffer from lack of access to clean water. So empowering them and their community is the right step forward. So thank you for being part of this evening. Have a great time and look forward to connecting very soon.
Salut spécial live pour la Fondation Georgie Badiel. On va jouer des morceaux qui ont trait à l'eau. Parce que Georgie Badiel aujourd'hui, c'est devenu la faiseuse de pluie moderne. Parce qu'elle amène des forages dans les villages reculés. Pour des femmes qui sont dans le besoin. L'eau potable, c'est nécessaire. Alors on fait Douatou, parce que Douatou, c'est le faiseur de pluie. Juste pour dire qu'il faut qu'on aide les gens, on aide nos populations à avoir de l'eau potable. Douatou, Douatou, Douatou. Dernani di bombe na dua, divana iri divana ofume. Douatou yamu subo bondu apariba. Dernani di bombe na dua, divana iri divana ofume. Douatou yamu subo bondu apariba. Douatou. Douatou yamu subo bondu apariba. Dernani di bombe na dua, divana eri divana okite. Douatou yamu subo bondu apariba. Douatou. Douatou, Ivarama jigi batua, natira siri banyo, antama izam azega kom, amachiyani yo, babo mokti na basima balo, Allah, Jésus-Christ nora bandi tuo, tua na nateve ni kaparema.
Wow, what a performance. I think there's a shared sentiment here around everyone's collective feeling that you could feel the passion that was involved in that, that ensemble, that act, and that's done out of love, right? And that's very real. And as we know, you can't fake real, right? I'm giving you guys a quick little update before we keep the program rolling along. We have eclipsed $75,000. So we're 3/4 of the way there, and there's still some time on the clock for us to achieve that $100,000 goal. That's going to help us think about this. I'm going to just restate it. Enable our fellow human citizens to access clean water, something that every single one of us utilizes every single day of our existence. Going to the faucet, brushing our teeth, waking up in the middle of the night, taking a big gulp of water, taking a shower, washing our clothes, washing our dishes, washing our food, feeding our plants, feeding our pets, cleaning our homes, our cars, our everything. And let's just, I simply just sort of restate this over and over again so I can remind almost myself of the basic fundamental need that we enjoy every day as an expected magical thing to happen, that our fellow human citizens are aspiring for and relying on us to help foster this. So thanks again, everybody, for your generous contributions. $1 makes a difference. $1,000 makes a difference. $1 million makes a difference. And so it's hard for one person to do, but if we collectively bind our efforts together, we could probably get as close to our goal and hopefully even eclipse it. So having said that, we're going to keep ensuring that everybody's able to make donations on that little icon there on the bottom right of the Zoom. So feel free to keep clicking and make any donations and any contributions you're able to pledge. We're going to keep the program rolling because we know that we don't want to hold anybody hostage forever on the on front of the computer, no matter how much we all love each other. And with that, we're going to keep, like I said, the agenda rolling, and we have some special pre-recorded messages from a VIP member of the extended Georgie Badiel Foundation.
Il faut dire qu'au Burkina Faso, nous sommes un pays sahélien. Qui dit pays sahélien, c'est un pays qui est vulnérable, donc pour ce qui est de l'accès à la ressource en eau. La majeure partie des populations vivent en milieu rural et l'accès à l'eau potable est une des grandes préoccupations. Nous bénéficions de l'appui de plusieurs partenaires et des partenaires des associations et ONG qui accompagnent donc le gouvernement dans la mise en œuvre donc de sa politique. C'est en cela que je voudrais féliciter et encourager la Fondation Badiel qui, dans ses œuvres, ont permis donc de réaliser des forages équipés de pompes à motrice humaine pour satisfaire environ 300 000 personnes de par le pays. Et nous sommes très heureux de cette collaboration et nous souhaitons la poursuivre pour davantage satisfaire les besoins des populations en milieu rural. Nous enregistrons des sollicitations pour des besoins donc d'ouvrages d'eau potable.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andy Bryan. I'm the Executive Director of Siegel Family Foundation, a long time fan of Georgie Badiel Foundation. This is our bedtime book tonight. And this is my two special guests, my wife Genevieve and my son Harrison.
And as a family,
we love you.
we can only hope.
He says, she's a real princess. And I said, yes, she is.
Siegel Family Foundation supports something like 300 NGOs across sub-Saharan Africa, and Georgie Badiel Foundation is absolutely one of our favorites. Our team has visited her work on the ground and found it to be transparent and impactful.
Well, I will tell you this. The first time that I met Georgie, I thought to myself, how can someone so beautiful on the outside be so beautiful on the inside? And every single time I spend any time with Georgie, I say, she's just so lovely. And Andy says, you say that every single time. And I say, because what do you have to say? What do you have to say? Your message. What do you have to say?
Yes, I want to hear Harrison too. What did you say, Harrison?
Harrison, what's your message?
I love you for always.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. The Siegel family.
I love you too.
We wish you well. Thanks for your good work. Merci beaucoup.
Wow.
No, Andy turned your song up. Oh, thank you so much, Andy. Thank you, Genevieve. Harrison, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you. I come visit soon, I promise.
Wow. Those are inspiring words from Harrison. I think that's almost a reminder to, to me that it's when he called Georgie a princess. Georgie is an award-winning author who authored the book, The Water Princess, right? And I think it connects to the touchstones in all of us and again, I don't think just anybody could have done this. We're all doing this together, but we're led by Georgie, right? Who is, the water princess. And, I'll just sort of speak out of testimony at the moment for a quick few, I'll rattle it off really quickly here, but, as a 6-year ambassador of the foundation, I was instantly inspired by Georgie and by the mission of the foundation's existence. And, I think the Water Princess book is very emblematic of, it touches to the core of each of us and really inspiring us and reminding us of just sort of what the essence is of really being a human, like just sort of, sorry, I'm rambling right now because I'm looking for the right words and they're not coming up, but I think that little boy was just emblematic of what it is to be a member of the foundation, which is to just be, to listen to that little voice inside of ourselves and to spread goodness. So that's my quick little ramble. There's another video that we'd like to share right now from someone who is a dear friend of the foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, Therese.
Je m'appelle Thérèse. Mon histoire est similaire à celle de nombreuses jeunes filles, femmes, familles, communautés à travers le Burkina Faso. Se lever avant le lever du soleil pour aller chercher de l'eau. Marcher des kilomètres. Soit 4 heures quotidiennement pour aller chercher de l'eau pour ma famille. C'est la routine quotidienne de la femme rurale burkinabé. C'était mon quotidien.
Ah, donc c'est ici que tu habites. Wow. Donc tous les jours. Ah, c'est cette barrique-là que tu utilises, que tu dois remplir tous les jours.
Oui.
Donc c'est combien d'allers-retour tu fais?
Ah, ça vaut 5, 6 comme ça.
Elle fait les allers-retours, 5 ou 6 allers-retours. Viens voir. C'est ce qu'elle doit remplir tous les jours. Wow. Comme barrique, 5 ou 6. Because she's going to school, she only goes twice or 3 times. But when she's not going to school, she have to walk, imagine, all day actually. Because she have this barrel to fill of water every day.
Il y a presque 4 ans, la Fondation Georgie Badiel a construit un nouveau forage pour ma communauté, le village de Damesma. Cela fut un événement qui a changé ma vie. Celle de nombreuses jeunes filles, femmes, familles et toute notre communauté. Aujourd'hui, les habitants de mon village n'ont plus besoin de se lever aussitôt pour aller chercher de l'eau. Nous avons accès à l'eau potable. Avant la construction du forage, j'allais à l'école avec 3 heures de retard et mes instructeurs me faisaient retourner à la maison à cause de mes retards constants. J'ai même repris les mêmes cours plusieurs fois. Maintenant, je n'ai plus à m'inquiéter de manquer l'école ni pour l'eau ou quand j'ai mes règles. Aujourd'hui, ma communauté est plus forte. Toutes les jeunes filles comme moi et les enfants qui arrivaient à l'école en retard sont à l'heure. Nous avons tous accès à une bonne éducation. L'hygiène est meilleure quand nous avons nos règles. Les femmes du village ont plus de temps pour commencer un petit commerce pour leur famille. Ma communauté est économiquement plus forte. L'eau nous permet d'avoir un jardin à côté de chez nous. Alimentairement, nous sommes sécurisés. Les femmes et les jeunes filles de ma communauté ont plus de temps pour socialiser et nous sommes en bonne santé. L'accès à l'eau potable, c'est la vie. L'accès à l'eau potable m'a permis d'obtenir mon diplôme secondaire. Maintenant, je me prépare pour la vie universitaire pour réaliser mon rêve de devenir docteur. L'accès à l'eau potable dans mon histoire est le rêve de nombreuses jeunes filles, femmes, familles, communautés à travers le Burkina Faso. Je dis merci à la Fondation Georgie Badiel pour cette opportunité.
Well, I'm sure everybody is feeling a certain kind of way after watching that moving video of Therese and the community around her being the beneficiaries of, frankly, what's transpiring on this call, right? Which is us uniting, pulling together our resources, our networks, our energy, our humanistic spirit to try to enable more of these success stories. And I'm going to put somebody on the spot for a quick second here. Because again, what we're trying to do is raise these funds. And by the way, we're very close to $80,000 at the moment. So, you know, it takes a village to support a village. And this is our little village. And when we started this conversation 38 minutes ago, we were at $68,000. And now we're at $80,000. So we're not home yet, but we're getting closer, right? And so part of why we're looking to raise these funds is to raise money for a new drilling machine, right? We're seeing with our own eyes the significance and the impact and the importance of what we're doing on this call. And again, we're going to get there from pledges, from the all-important pledges. And your contributions, like I said, are going directly to making a positive impact on the ground for people like Therese, and the whole sort of ecosystem that is being that is working in unison to create these successes, right? And so I'm going to ask I'm going to see if I can ask Chid or Sonia or Estelle or anybody to sort of jump in here. And so everybody can really understand what happens once those dollars go into the foundation, what happens thereafter. Help us visually understand what exactly happens when these dollars that are being pledged and what that translates into on the ground. Estelle, Sonia, Chid, can I put any of you on the spot? Wants to take the reins? And if you're on mute, feel free to unmute yourself. That might be a thing. And looks like we've got Chid.
All right, great. I'll jump in just because nobody else did. Even though I'm not that involved in partnerships on the ground, and I've been more involved in partnerships here. But one of the things I think that's so special around the way that Georgie has really led this organization is that it's really centered to get the most bang for our buck. Literally, when Joseph started this night by saying every dollar counts, that's exactly it. As you know, people have gotten very leery of charities that raise a lot of money in America, but don't really have that much impact on the ground. It goes to paying for big offices and big salaries in America. There is absolutely none of that at GBF. All of the money goes directly to, and on most of the teammates, you know, aside from Georgie at the moment and somebody that was working on school fundraising, are actually Africans on the ground. So on top of the impact of building the wells, you're also having the impact of employing young engineers, young administrators who are getting their first, second, third job in Africa, which is a really, really powerful thing, as Africa, as you know, has the largest youth population. Then on top of all of that, the impact on the water, as Joseph sort of mentioned, we used to get drill wells by hiring an outside contractor. And because of that, of course, the cost of the well was probably a few $1,000s more than it had to be. And because of a lot of your donations last year, we were able to put money down for our first well drilling machine. So now we've cut the cost of putting a well together by at least $3,000 or $4,000. It's going to be really, really remarkable for us. And then we're now working on buying a second machine, which will, again, just really increase our ability to bring water to tens of thousands of people extremely quickly. So in terms of where the money goes, all of it is basically going directly to the ground. All of it is empowering young Africans in their first, second, third job to become great professionals. And now we've even found a way to even get more bang for our buck by owning our own well drilling operation.
Thank you, Chid. That certainly helps provide some perspective because, again, as Chid mentioned, the funds that are being raised are not for some giant office overlooking us in a skyscraper overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge or Brooklyn Bridge or flying people on private jets around the world. At least not yet, and that's probably never going to happen. But it's tangibly going to to help water sprout out of the ground, right? And employing people that are worthy of employment, and that's really creating a huge impact. So with that, we are now in the teens. We have raised more than we're at $81,003. So we're just a hair under $19,000 to go, and by golly, I think we can do it. There's a lot of for some of the videos that you've seen often are involving women, right? And the idea was conceived by our beloved leader and our hero Georgie, because she was one of those women. She was a young girl who was waking up in the early hours of the day with the roosters and walking 3 hours to go fetch dirty water, right? And then walking back and then going to school, right? It's more often than not, feel free to correct me, Georgie, if I'm mistaken, the de facto sort of job of these young girls, right? And so you know, part of really what we're trying to do here is to sort of make a double impact in endeavoring and succeeding on these missions, so that these young girls are going to be spared this arduous task, and it's going to enable them to, you know, focus more on education and, you know, subsequent employment thereafter. You know, there are there are women who are participating in ensuring the successful application and follow through with sort of executing on the ground.
And if I can ask, add just quickly, I think it was very clear from the videos and from the messages of the different board members, but it's not just providing a basic need and which is water, but you could see clearly the difference in color, right? So not only would they walk so many hours, but the water that they would even get is not something that you would want to even use to water your plants, let alone drink. So not only are your donation is impacting the health of the populations where those wells are being implemented, but you could also see the generational impact that your donation will have, because you can imagine if a girl can go to school, it means that she will be able to be independent financially. She will be able to not only take care of herself, but also her family. And that is true for women who now have the ability and the time to create small businesses. And we know, to the point of one of the board members, Sonia, who was mentioning that, you know, if you really help one woman become independent financially, you are impacting a generation, because it's her children, and then, you know, the ramifications are just invaluable. And I am from Burkina Faso, and I was able to go visit the office on the ground in Burkina. I was able to see the classroom where people get trained, because that's really the big thing. And I think another board member mentioned that, because it's not just about you know, raising the money to drill the well, implement it, but it's also the maintenance over time, because a broken well might as well not be there. So yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that.
Thank you very much, Estelle. That's a great testimony from someone who's familiar with the with more of the what and the why. So your insights are very much appreciated and provide great clarity and value for all of us that are participating.
What about Sonia?
Yes. So I just want to add that I totally agree with what Estelle and Chip just said. It's very important to empower women because especially in Burkina Faso, when you empower a woman, you help the whole family. So a woman is the key. She's the person in the center of the family. So when she has something to do, when she has water, she spread it to the whole community. So it's very important. And I also went to on the ground in Burkina Faso a couple weeks ago, and I met the team back there. I visit also the new headquarters, and I can confirm and I can say that every single dollars, every penny is very, very, very well used, and its impact on the ground is a lot. So please, thank you for being here tonight and for helping the foundation.
Wonderful. Thank you for those additional remarks. It's never more impactful than when we're speaking with someone, or it doesn't resonate as much as when we're speaking with someone who's seen with their own eyes the type of impact that's being made. So thanks again. The next person that I'd like to invite to the virtual stage here is an individual who's been increasingly engaged in what it is that the Georgie Badiel Foundation strives to achieve. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Martin Dunn, who is really helping us out from a fundraising standpoint, and without whose generous support, we would be further away from our goals. So Martin, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I was asked to talk a little bit about why my company, Dunn Development Corp., and my family and its foundation, Dunn Family Charitable Foundation, have become major supporters of Georgie Badiel Foundation this year. You know, we have a tradition in our family at Thanksgiving of going around the table and sharing what we are thankful for. And among the many blessings to be thankful for this year, high on the list was becoming more engaged with Georgie and her work empowering women and providing access to clean water and sanitation. I've long wanted to become more engaged in water access. The current situation is one of the great crimes against humanity, but I was aware of the horror stories about water access projects that, while very well intentioned, seem to be more about making donors feel good than creating meaningful and lasting change. That is why I'm so grateful that Suzanne introduced me and my family to Georgie. As you've heard, she and the incredible team at GBF have figured it out, starting from that premise of never another broken well. Local leadership, empowerment of women, sustainable projects, a feminist approach to equity and access to clean water and sanitation. Georgie has that rare combination of vision and implementation. She has the lived experience and she has figured out the solution, but that alone is not enough, unfortunately. Thankfully, she has also built a strong organization from her board to her incredible in-country team. When life is most challenging and times are the darkest, one of the things that helps me get through is giving my time, my skills, and my financial resources. Giving has been my COVID pandemic therapy, and it's worked wonders, helping me feel connected to my humanity, bringing me joy, and importantly, giving me hope. I know there can be a tendency among people who have the resources to give, whether from a foundation or from their own assets, to worry that there may be crises down the road that need their resources. While we can't know the future, we do know that right now, there are critical needs that must be addressed and opportunities that we need to seize and act upon. For those of us who have come through the pandemic in decent shape or even better off, that should not be a sign of relief. It must be a call to action. Too often, we do too little, making small investments and incremental progress. It is far past time that we change that, and tonight we can change that. As you have seen, Georgie has a very big vision, a big dream, and also the plan and the track record to achieve it. That is something that me and my family are very, very grateful to be part of. So thank you, Georgie.
Wow. Well, thank you.
I wanted to say thank you. It's quite, I remember meeting you last year around this time, me telling you that about the drilling well machine that we always, as a small organization, wanted to buy. And you committed, but not just committed, do it. You know, there is a difference to just commit and not go to the action, but you committed to make this a reality for me and for millions of people in Burkina Faso. I'm beyond grateful. So thank you.
And I would just like to add, as a friend of Martin's, how grateful I am that, you know, I made a passing remark to him over a chat in a different meeting about Georgie. And he texted me back on the side and said, wait, what? Who is this Georgie person you're talking about? I really want to know more. And that launched another conversation. And he just has an ear for things that are different and real. And he has engaged very, very deeply in trying to make the tipping point moments real for this organization. And one of them, as Chid talked about, is having our own well drilling machine. Boy, is that a tongue twister. Well drilling machine, both to shave off some of the cost, to create some autonomy for us that will get some attention in the organization, but also as a source of revenue when we can drill some private wells for people to bring in a little bit of revenue that can then go toward drilling other wells that we need. So it's a source of revenue for us in the rainy season, which is really, really helpful. The other thing that Martin has contributed to, which he helped us think through in a really smart way, is how do we continue to develop and really double down on the education program? You know, Georgie has written this book, and so for the elementary school kids, there's a curriculum that we can build, and we can build on that through the middle school and into the high school, maybe even into college. And so Martin, one of his gifts to the world is that he has a way of creating activists, lifelong activists, and you can start at any age. And so he has funded a couple of positions for the Georgie Badiel Foundation where we can really have a targeted approach to engaging with schools around Georgie's content and around the GBF work, so that students who are involved in different aspects of service at their schools or even in French classes where they're eager to engage in global citizen activism, they can engage at any level of their school, and they can carry that through high school and into college, where they can perhaps raise money to repair a well in high school and maybe raise enough to build a well in college, and then carry on as engaged givers and donors for the rest of their lives. And so that was co-conceived with Martin, and it shows that, you know, the role of giving isn't just about writing a check, but really helping an organization think bigger. And so we're just so grateful to have you as a partner, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
I'm getting those warm and fuzzy feelings inside. We're tabulating where we're at, but we're getting closer and closer to sort of achieving these goals. I will be back very shortly with a up to the dollar, up to the minute tally of where we're at, but I have a growing feeling that we're going to achieve that $100,000 goal before the end of this fundraiser. And with that, thank you, Martin, and thank you, Mother Dunn, for that generous contribution. We're now at $87,253. Okay, yeah, we're $12,500 away from achieving our goal. And you know, like I said, it takes the village for a village and for the villages, and with a collective spirit and generosity and commitment and will to sort of reach that finish line, I think we're going to get there. We're going to keep the party rolling, and we have a special performance from another beloved friend of the foundation in Mariana Cardona.
Hi, my name is Mariana Cardona. I'm singing this song to support the Georgie Badiel Foundation because kids my age don't have clean water to drink. And we're going to change that. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. with the joy of Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. Oh, I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeer click, 'cause I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. Oh yeah. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Won't you please bring me? Oh, I won't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just wanna see my baby standing right outside my door. Oh, I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. Go Georgie Badiel!
I think we have an American Idol finalist in the making, coming out of the Georgie Badiel Foundation fundraiser. Chid, what do you think?
First of all, I've met little Marionetta probably 50 times. If I had any idea, I would have already signed her to a contract, because we are, you know, she needs to go viral. Let's put it that way. First of all, I'm seeing all of these amazing donations come in, giving a huge shout out to my sister, Beatrice, one of my favorite CEOs in the universe, who's just committed to another $30,000. And to my brother, Matt Marcos, I just saw Aisha post that you've committed to match $2,500, which I'm sure keeps us going. Joseph, we're gonna blow past that 100 and try to get to the next piece, to the next goal, our stretch goal of 115, 130, where we gotta be. So I have the distinct honor tonight to introduce an amazing, amazing friend, also brought to us by our amazing board chair, Suzanne. And from the moment that this energy, this force, this hurricane has joined our board, we saw a difference. And he's a fellow social entrepreneur with his amazing company, New Day, and an absolutely key and critical Georgie Badiel Foundation partner. I am so honored to introduce, this year, the first time I'm not introducing my wife, so this is a distinct honor for you, Doug, let's be real. I am very, very, very honored to introduce my friend, Doug Heskey.
Oh my God, Chid, thank you very much. This is unbelievable. And I am so incredibly moved. This is the truest definition of partnership and collaboration. And on behalf of the entire board, we couldn't be any more grateful for everything that everybody is doing. I've been so looking forward to this conversation all week, and really for the last couple of months that we've been in the planning process for this. We are really pleased to announce that we have formed what will be an incredibly important partnership for the Georgie Badiel Foundation and for our organization, New Day Impact. The objective of this partnership is really to increase the flow of capital to GBF. It was more than 3 years ago that we as an organization introduced what was a clean water investment strategy that invests in public companies that are responsible stewards of water. But beginning this year and starting tonight, New Day is contributing 5% of all of its revenues it earns on the clean water portfolio to the Georgie Badiel Foundation. So we will be adding in what is $5,000 this evening to the foundation. So we have spent a lot of time over the last few years really understanding water and the importance of it as a critical resource to sustain life in nearly every business in the world. We recognize that, like so many other precious resources, it needs to be protected. The water crisis that we are in today, this is not a pending one, but the one that we are in today all over the world, is one of the greatest human, environmental, and economic and financial challenges of our time. No one can survive without water, including businesses, many of which are dependent upon it as a critical component in their production. Bottom line is that many scientists predict that by 2030, global water demand is going to double or more than double the supply. This is a big, big issue that we're contending with today, just not for human consumption, but for consumption and all of those things that we do as an advanced society. This has real consequences, some of them financial, and much of them are about human life. While too little water and sometimes too much water, as we've seen over the course of the last year, very sadly, has had these major financial consequences for business and people. Ultimately, the companies that can reduce freshwater usage and costs are going to be best positioned for an uncertain water future. So when we think about this, when we think about water as a scarce resource, it's so important that we collaborate. It's so important that we partner with organizations like GBF, with other organizations that are trying to solve this crisis. So this is an incredibly important initiative to us, and we are very much looking forward to advancing the work of GBF in the coming years. So Georgie, Chid, everybody that's been a part of this, not just this evening, but throwing your heart and soul into the work that we do. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're going to have a great couple years.
Wow.
Hi, everybody. I'm Beatrice Dixon. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Honey Pot Company. And I'm extremely grateful to be here. You know, Georgie and Chid are like dear friends to me, probably more like family than they are friends. You know, but I remember when I met Georgie and, you know, Chid had already been talking to me about Georgie's work. And I remember when I met Georgie, I was really intrigued. You know, Honey Pot wasn't in a place where, you know, we were still rubbing wooden nickels together, trying to, you know, make payroll and, you know, do all the things that have to happen when you're in startup life. But I was always intrigued by her story. You know, I would constantly ask her to tell me about, you know, how she grew up and, you know, I just wanted to dig in just to understand what the foundation did. But, you know, like I said, I was always intrigued because because her story is so beautiful. It's so rich, right? You know, her devotion, her responsibility, the time that it took to walk to get water and then to grow up, you know, and want to be the change in her community and want to be the change, you know, in the world that she lives in. I'm speaking about Georgie. You know, I connect to that because I am that same human, you know, and I feel like all of us that are on this call or, you know, that are in this conversation at this moment, at this time, you know, we all understand this, right? Water is life. Water is, it's so much, you know, there's nothing, I mean, our bodies are made of water, right? There's literally nothing that we can do. You know, exactly. We are water. You know, the way that what makes me so passionate about this is that, you know, when you think about those humans that happen to have vaginas that are walking 3-4 hours, just like just like the young lady in the video that we watched, where she actually walked potentially 3 to 4 hours every day, multiple times a day, to be able to fill up that container of water, right? So imagine she's walking and she's doing this and it's hot, right? Who's to say if she's on her period? Who's to say if there's a vaginal infection happening? Who's to say? There's so many things that can be happening at that one time, right? And so what makes me so passionate about this work, obviously I'm in the vagina business. I don't say that to be funny, because I actually take it quite serious, because, none of us would be here without one, right? And so I'm extremely passionate about this because of the work that Georgie does to provide hygiene to humans, not just to women, but to humans, to provide food for people to eat, to provide water for them to drink, to provide, water for birth. You know how much water it takes for a woman to give birth, right? It's something that we can take lightly, like we, in America, we're very fortunate to be able to go to a hospital, and have access to these things, right? And so, but the humans that are in these villages, they have real issues, and they do not have all the resources. And so I'm extremely passionate about this because, like Georgie, like all of you, I want to be the change in the world that I live in. And quite naturally, that the vessel of that is through Honey Pot. And so I'm incredibly grateful to be an investor in the GBF Foundation. GBF is essential. It teaches humans how to fish. It teaches humans how to be engineers in 6 months, which is incredible. It's noble, it's beautiful, and GBF, in my opinion, saved lives. And that is just something that I have a ridiculous amount of respect for. So, Georgie, I love you. I'm grateful. I can't wait until the day that I can write you $1 million check for GBF, because I would happily do it. I'm grateful for where we are now, but the sky is the limit. And I thank you for allowing me and allowing Honey Pot to be a part of your foundation, to be a part of your board, to be a part of anything that you would allow us to be a part of. Thank you. And I love you, Chid. Thank you so much for introducing me to Georgie and giving us this opportunity.
Pour ne ba fam de ko ni yibero la ni wongo suno ni ngata ratun dunor ndat ndi ko yaram pusia pata noron gomne handa ngomu so suno ga yinga na watudu go fama decoration yibera fama kun kasanga nan pusa Georgie Badiel Fondation Baraka Wuso neptum tun ba fa usibla Baraka Wuso wona ko so ba wona ko tum na panga atoro wombisi sila tun shura no wuso ala ton pam bangandinga ton dakami ba fi ton pom handa same ton zimi ngudi ti mi kana semba wa mala ko ton sa ninga ton ta kiwu bi kiwu ga yibu ti ligla ba ya basa la runo noa ton pom ha sam yibe wa za wala bi biblioteka ton da mala ko pom patore en wad nan puso la baraka wuso ti shura no wuso.
C'est un honneur et une grande fierté d'honorer Yanogo Nadej, qui a eu le prix du leader de la communauté de Tangen d'Assouri. Nous la félicitons pour tout ce qu'elle a eu à faire en matière d'accès en eau potable pour sa communauté. Toutes nos félicitations. Et nous sommes très fiers d'elle et vraiment, nous sommes honorés de l'honorer.
Wow. Well, Georgie tends to say water is life. Water is also love. And Georgie, you've inspired so many people around the world and around this collective computer screen as we look at each other and we you know, I'm waiting for the next person to sort of speak to not be as impactful and inspiring and as touching and as, you know, heartwarming as the person who they preceded. And it's not happening because people's words, contributions, the work that they're putting forward, the action. I mean, what Doug was talking about was so inspiring. I mean, that's such a, it's something groundbreaking for the foundation, for the people that it's going to impact. Beatrice and Honey Pot's wildly generous contribution is something that I think has blown everybody's mind on the call. You know, Martin and his mother's contributions, very generous contributions and involvements, and Matt matching Chid's contribution, and Annie matching that $5,000 contribution. I mean, you know, you can't really see, but my eyes are getting a little bit, you know, teary-eyed just sort of seeing it. And so, you know, with that, we have we're eclipsing our stated goal at the entree of the call. And with that, I'd like to, before we proceed, I want to invite Georgie back on to share a few words. Georgie.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Beatrice, I am beyond grateful to you, and I am so thankful that together we can make a difference in the lives of these women, you know, that are vagina just like us, you know. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the honoree we have tonight. So Suzanne, who's the chair of the Georgie Badiel Foundation, she's sitting next to me. And Doug asked me, they said, can you help us find a person that has clean drinking water in Burkina Faso, just like you? And I searched around, and at first we were looking for someone that is famous. And we couldn't find like someone that is advocating on the world of clean drinking water. And then I was like, wait a minute, we have so many of these women. And Nadege Yanogo was one of them. Basically, when a well is broken, we've been training Nadege for over 4 years now. So now when a well is broken in a community, she doesn't call us, she doesn't call our engineer, she say nothing. She go herself, she diagnostic that well. Then she found out which piece is actually broken on the well. She go to the market, she figure out how much it costs. She come back to the community. If it costs $10, she's gonna go to every family and tell them, give me 50 cents. We are going to all put that money together so that we can buy that part of that well that is broken. And I am going to fix it for our community. She has been doing that over and over and over and again. And to me, she was like the perfect person to honor tonight. And as the engineer of the foundation said on the video in French, we are very honored to honor her. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Georgie. And we're going to continue with the program. At this time, I would like to invite another friend of the foundation, someone whose guidance, whose support, whose commitment to the foundation is very much helping steer the foundation towards greater areas of success. Please join me in welcoming to the virtual stage, Mr. Jared Schechter, the founder and the president of TEAM. Jared.
Thanks. thanks very much for the introduction. Thanks to Andy Bryan at Siegel Family Foundation. I met Georgie several years ago. And what we do at Team is we connect high school students with causes in different parts of the developing world so they have an outlet to care. And, you know, I think it was reinforced to me this evening that the sequence of building a well inexpensively to serve many millions of people in very poor countries that empower women, communities, and help develop the local economy is just a fantastic social investment. And making that process aware to young people, high school students, is something that's very important to me. And Georgie's been an unbelievably excellent ambassador in that process. Schools are raising money, students are raising, there's a raising of consciousness, and we're just very happy to be partnering with GBF. And again, it's a fantastic return on investment, and Georgie sits at the top of that, and we're just very pleased and honored to continue and building that partnership. So Georgie, thank you for this opportunity. It's been amazing.
Depuis plusieurs années, la Fondation Georgie Badiel Foundation travaille au Burkina Faso dans le but d'améliorer les conditions d'accès à l'eau potable à nos populations.
Mahmbe Fondation pour un tumnoa. Aya nafa wusukun koma. Bala pipi, mampa ma bangre, hanki ni forage malgar wengi. Te halbat kama mtenget mam hanti gunta tentara. Nyati forage same, mam taka haram timtuen widiglame. Tibi yiwoto. Ti tuen songame.
La forage yinga, ton panda koma beni. Exact hada zin yorat kam école c'est et tara réunion de sianda me pierre de foutu comment tout ma chori aguso
comment le bumo fa inyare
ton pam koma songa ton wuso docteur yirkane ko brakaye ta na ndore ya ton kenanti pompon a bi saka pourra ti yakonwa la ma ham penton a songa me.
Dans chaque village que nous partons, nous essayons de former des femmes, et ces femmes là qui vont assurer en fait la relève lorsque les fourrages vont tomber en panne. Le temps de réponse en fait est immédiat. Lorsque un fourrage est en panne, nos femmes que nous formons sont à mesure de réparer les fourrages, maintenir et entretenir leurs fourrages sans problème.
Donc mam bang ni mam pam fourrage fondation tum na poa anafra ma musu de mam sura ya no.
C'est un avantage en fait pour la communauté et même pour le pays, parce que les questions d'eau au Burkina Faso sont beaucoup liées à la femme. C'est elle qui doit en fait s'en charger pour que la population puisse avoir de l'eau. Donc former les femmes, c'est comme former une communauté en fait.
Shangram ning tenda Georgie Badiel Fondation. Ton pour mbeni bamba. Ton na nyoka Georgie Badiel sera ta pour nimbam damba. O panton teka en kotondo.
We've been spending a lot of time, and I think it's really important that we shed light on the fact that the Georgie Badiel Foundation benefits women. But I think it's really important for us to also bring some light, shed some light, and put some attention to how the Georgie, I mean, we all know that it affects all the humans. And I feel like a lot of times in these conversations, we put a lot of direction towards women and supporting women. But what the Georgie Badiel Foundation does is it supports humanity, right? Like you're not here to just support women and just teach the women. You know, what I see is that you're really teaching everybody and giving to everybody, you know? I feel like a lot of times I don't think we do it on purpose. We forget about the men and what they contribute to the society, especially in Burkina Faso. You know, but I just wanted to say that I think it's beautiful that the work that you do really affects everybody. You know, and also, you know, that it also contributes to the whole family. Exactly. You know, I just felt to say that because I feel like a lot of times we put a lot of attention towards the women in the village, which is important, you know, but the men in the villages are important as well.
Thank you, Beatrice. I strongly did believe that if we do want to change, I would say humanity, we will have to start through women, you know, especially on the clean drinking water issue in Burkina Faso. There, I've made it a woman issue. Therefore, when we empower the woman, they are going to empower the generation to come. So I'm very thankful that we are able to make that difference together. So thank you, sis. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Susan Rotendo, the chair of the Georgie Badiel Foundation, to share her remarks. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. This has been so much fun, primarily hearing from all the people who make this thing happen. Thank you also for being such a fantastic MC for tonight. I just want to say a couple of things. You know, in some ways, the Georgie Badiel Foundation has been a 6-year pilot project, trying to really find the ways to solve challenges that many other organizations have tried to find solutions for, and they've managed to solve parts of it, part of the way. And I think what Georgie and her incredible team have figured out by trial and error and trial and success is sort of a multifaceted solution that's sustainable over the long term, that doesn't require ongoing resources to keep it going. And that's sort of the dream solution. And what I mean by that is you have organizations that go in, they build wells, and they break. And what Martin referred to as, you know, never another broken well is really the mantra that Georgie was trying to get me to understand when we first met, which is there are 9,000 broken wells in Burkina Faso. There are still 5,000 new wells that are needed. 9,000 were already built that don't work anymore. It's a lot of wells that could be helping people. But some of the grease dried up or a part is broken and there's no one left, no one there to fix them. And so this idea of training 2 women in every single village to know what to do when just the basics go wrong, and then higher levels of people who can come in, women who can come in and fix it, or men who can come in and fix it when it's a much more complicated issue, that's something that just is sort of a continuous virtuous cycle that is just knowledge. Once it's there, you don't need more money, right? You just need the will to keep it going. And so that investment around curriculum and getting it right has been such a winning and different strategy, so much so that there's a big water project that's going to be happening on a country level, millions and millions of dollars from the international funding community that the president of Burkina Faso will be managing. And one of the pieces that they're probably going to be bringing, it's actually a resilient communities project that we think the GBF Foundation is going to be part of. And one of the most significant pieces they're looking at is this part around training women in basic engineering that they'll be looking at from the GBF model, because it doesn't exist anywhere else in West Africa and any other water organization model. It's so unique and so smart. The other thing I want to say is to Jarrett and also Martin, this piece around team and the education here and sort of just the role that education is playing in this period of just sort of translating, you know, both the engineering piece within Burkina Faso, and then also here just the power of helping people understand, as you said, Jarrett, you know, what what it means to put a well in and the transformational impact that that has, and understanding that it has a ripple effect, not just clean drinking water, but creating small businesses, lifting up entire communities, entire families, and that it creates generational wealth and stability and country stability. And so I just appreciate how everyone here is sort of tying these pieces together. We have a goal for next year to try to repair 1,000 of those 9,000 wells. It's a lot of money, right? That's $900,000 that we're trying to raise. So tonight we'll go some way toward that. But 1,000 wells, you don't have to build them from scratch, right? We just need $1,000 per well, not 10,000 to build one, 1,000 to fix it. The hardware's already there, the well's already drilled, right? So we'd like to fix 1,000 of those next year so that 1,000 communities don't have to keep walking 3 or 4 hours a day, or 4 times a day, as Beatrice said. So that's our goal. We have a big start on it today. We hope to get more. We hope to get another drilling machine. We hope to enrich the work that team is doing by bringing on another person to help identify schools for us to continue doing that. And we hope to really invest in more and more women and families this year to continue the basic education in the basic engineering program, and hopefully start to work with the country on a broader level around resilient communities. So we have a big agenda for this year. We hope you'll stay engaged with us. We think we're ready to not just pilot, but to really start to scale the work that we've been doing. And I just want to acknowledge this human being over here. So thank you. Thank you for giving us all more purpose in our lives. We really appreciate it.
Suzanne, Georgie, how much is it what is the just so everybody here is clear on it, what is the investment in purchasing a drilling machine?
So we purchased last one, a refurbished one for 85,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Plus shipping, which is another 15,000, right?
Yes. So about put 100,000 together.
For a really good one. We didn't get the cheapest. We got something we thought would last the longest. So 100,000. We want another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you, everybody. We so appreciate
you, everyone.
You we have our final tally to thank everyone. Do you have that for Joseph?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to thank you so much for pouring so much love into, I would say, the people of Burkina Faso, into this woman that wake up every day at 4 a.m. to go get water, this young girl that can't attend school because she have to work to get water. So thank you for pouring so much love into these people. Thank you. Susan, thank you so much.
We got it.
Thank you to the board. Beatrice, thank you. Martin, thank you. Thank you to team. Thank you to the Seagull Family Foundation. JB, thank you for putting this amazing work together, and also Jesu Production. Thank you. Very grateful to you guys.
And we're
thanks to my husband, Chi, and to all our friends present right now and family. I'm very grateful to you guys. This is really deep to me, and I very much appreciate that you're here to support. Thank you.
And we're $120,000 closer to your dream, right? To all of our dreams. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for choosing to be here
tonight. The program is not over. There is more music to play, and we have a few more minutes to go. So
yeah, while we load up the next song for us to sort of rejoice towards, I want to let everybody know that on March 22nd, we're asking everyone to save that date. It's March 22nd, which is World Water Day, and is the day that the Georgie Badiel Foundation Gala is going to take place. Those details will be emerging in the days, weeks, and months ahead. So please make sure your calendar is clear on March 22nd so we can all unite in person and celebrate World Water Day which will coincide with the Georgie Badiel Foundation Gala. And look, I'm sure you guys are, some of you, if you're able to maintain or multitask and take a look, you know, the contributions are coming in. George is going to share with us the tally, or she can share with me, or maybe it's better if she shares herself. But, you know, Mother Dunn, Martin Dunn's wonderful mother, has, in her words, this evening has been incredibly inspiring. I want us to aim higher. If anyone doubles what they have already given tonight, I will match it. This is Mother Dunn. Or sorry, Martin Dunn, rather. So he's obviously been raised well from Mother Dunn, who jumped on a little while ago and contributed a distinct amount that was, you know, very generous. And so, Martin, thank you for asking us to challenge ourselves. You know, this is this is a great challenge for each and every one of us. We can probably dig a little deeper, you know, maybe going out to that super fancy dinner that we were thinking about. We might be able to sacrifice it. Maybe instead of getting, you know, 20 gifts for ourselves, we can get, you know, 15 gifts for ourselves and contribute a couple extra bucks to people who, you know, might benefit from it a little bit more. We all have, you know, fancy phones and iPads and iPods and, you know, glitzy and glamoury outfits and are flying all over the world and doing really exciting things. But, you know, Martin, you know, I can't help but think that you're right. We can further challenge ourselves because, you know, at the end of the day, and I know everybody felt the same exact way, when you see these people, these fellow human beings of ours celebrate water, right? That's what we're talking about, water and life and the happiness that it gives. That's why Georgie's crying right now, right? These are tears of, like, you know, probably a sense of overwhelmingness. That's why Beatrice and Honeypot just donated $30,000. That's why, you know, we have all these very intelligent, educated, worldly, knowledgeable, you know, people gathered around, spending a couple of hours of their day in addition to the countless hours that they're putting into this. Because at the end of the day, this is for our brothers and sisters in humanity to live, right? It's giving them life, and it's giving them hope, and it's giving them sustenance, and it's giving them the ability to eat clean, you know, to eat, to drink, to bathe, to do so many things that we all take for granted. This isn't them trying to get the new Balenciaga sneakers for $1,000. This is them just trying to live, right? And I think each and every one of us, you know, when we see this and what kind of impact that makes, it's that little, it's something, it's not even in our head, it's in our heart. You know, we almost feel as though there's nothing, what could be more impactful? What's more worthy of our time and energy and resources than to help our fellow, you know, human beings live in a more, like more humans, right? And so, thank you, Martin, for the challenge. Thanks to everybody on there. Thank you, Mother Dunn, for your contribution and your for raising Martin the way you've raised him. And with that, we are going to play a little celebratory music from one of our contributing artists.
Asante de ti mamra monayo, ya mama maya, yeah yeah. Asante de ti mamra usuayo, ya mama maya, oh oh. Ya samu yango no, but your mama mama, bausano laite, yeah. Ya samu yango no. But your mama bramo, but so no I will but you come now. Yes, I'm so mama. right. Whoa, 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 I'm a simmer. Down mama, yes, I'm a lumina. Whoa, 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 I'm a simmer. Right. Down mama, yes, I'm a lumina. Something to tell me about more now, yeah, yeah. Something to tell me about sugar, yeah, oh, yes, I'm but your mama, I was so right. Yes, I'm but your mama, I was so right. Yes, I'm so mama, could I'm okay, more. Yes, I'm so mama, could I'm okay, more. Right, whoa, I'm a simple, right, no mama, I'm a luminary. Whoa, 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 I'm a simple, right, no mama, yes, I'm a Down, mama. Yes, sir. I'm Bolu. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm down, mama. I'm Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm down, mama. I'm Bolu. Whoa.
All right, give it up one more time for Ambolu from Bil Akakora, that pre-recorded special serenade for all of us. Mother Dunn, we haven't heard you speak. We only see your lovely contributions and your words. Is there anything you'd like to share with the Georgie Badiel Foundation family?
Only to say it's been a wonderful evening. I'm so proud of Marty, but to hear what Suzanne and Georgie and everyone is doing has inspired me. So I'm glad to have been part of it and grateful that I was able to contribute. And thanks to Marty's dad, my husband, who's died, but who raised the money and started the foundation and really had this vision to benefit humanity.
Wow. Mother Dunn, thank you so much for those humbling words, for those generous contributions, for what you've done. And
thank you.
Go ahead, Georgie.
No, I wanted to thank you so much, Madam Down. Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. I've been I'm on a board with your son Martin, and he's a really valued member of the social change world, as you know, and it's really nice to meet you. You have a lot to be.
He went to college and was supposed to be majoring in engineering, but majored in social activism instead. And he's been doing it for 30 some years. So yes, I'm very blessed to be his mother.
Yeah, failed engineer, totally stellar social change activist. So I think we all won. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nice to meet you.
We can wait to meet you in person.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. And you know, I had this grand vision when I see the artists perform, when I see the cameras follow around Therese and the award recipients and those glowing people in rural Burkina Faso celebrating water. I have this grand vision of all of us, a portion of us, more of us being on the ground in Burkina Faso together, attending the Georgie Badiel Foundation in places where these water wells are making an impact and creating change for brothers and sisters of ours in humanity that are so grateful for every penny that gets contributed to the enhancement of their collective lives. And so I know we're running up on time. I am tremendously, on behalf of the Georgie Badiel Foundation, I'm tremendously grateful to every one of you, your contributions, your willingness to open your hearts and pick up the bat phone and making connections and spreading the good word and bringing in new volunteers and participants and contributors. Let's continue to do our job. It's not just a once in a year thing, but it's something that as a longtime ambassador of the foundation, I take great pride in being associated with it and spreading the good word. And this is a family-centric foundation, and there will be updates regularly just to let everybody know where we're at. We are $126,753 in, so we achieved our goal, the super goal, according to Marty Dunn and to Chid, is going to be something in that 150-ish range. Anything further is just gravy on top. There will be a correspondence that gets sent out with a link for everybody to be able to contribute and donate. There's never a wrong time to do something right. So thank you everyone again from the bottom of the Georgie Badiel Foundation heart. And we will hopefully be seeing each and every one of you on the Water Day at the Georgie Badiel Foundation annual gala.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.